OpenAI just cut a model by 80%. Not the model the headlines named. Every operator watching has a 4-week window before their competitor's agency quietly reprices. The window closes when the market catches up. And by the market, I mean the guy running the ads against your product. You scroll past this yesterday, some post about the cheap tier getting cheaper, filler, skip. Here is what actually happened. I am going to name the model, name the 3 workflows to move this week, show the math on camera. By the end you will know exactly what to do before Friday to bank the margin. 2 months ago I told you the AI price floor would drop again before Q4. It just did. Move now. Let me start with what the internet got wrong. Every roundup this morning said OpenAI cut GPT-5 Nano, the cheapest model, in half. Not what happened. Watch.
I pulled the OpenAI pricing page live on camera. The page did not render. Bot walls, edge caching, whatever. So I asked Claude directly. As of today, GPT-5 Nano sits at 5 cents per million input tokens and 40 cents per million output tokens. Same numbers as 30 days ago. 0% cut on Nano. The cut hit GPT-5.6 Luna. Input dropped from $1 to 20 cents per million tokens.
Output dropped from $6 to $1.20. 80% off, both sides. Luna is OpenAI's mid-tier reasoning model, the one that until yesterday cost $7 for every million combined tokens. The one your agency told you was too expensive for high-volume work. Not Nano, Luna. Why does that matter more than a Nano cut would? Because Nano is already a rounding error. Luna is the model your workflows have been ducking because it cost too much. It just fell into a price band you can actually run at production volume. One tier that handles nuance, reasoning, and multi-step logic just collapsed to near cheap tier prices. Every workflow you rejected last quarter because Luna cost too much is on the table this week. Watch the demo in order. I ran the ticket cost math first, using the headline number. Support ticket shape, 800 tokens in, 200 out. On the headline math, one ticket landed at 12 100,000ths of a dollar. 10,000 tickets, $1.20. 100,000 tickets, $12. Then I asked Claude to verify the headline. And Claude corrected it. Nano did not move. Luna did. Redo the math on Luna. 1 ticket, 4 10,000ths of a dollar. 10,000 tickets, $4. 100,000 tickets, $40. $40 to run 100,000 support tickets through a reasoning tier model. The number that should stop you. Compared to your current stack, if you pay a VA $1,800 a month to tag 4,000 leads, the VA costs you 45 cents per lead. The demo I just ran put the API at 3,750 times cheaper at the cheap tier price. Redo it at Luna prices, still more than 1,000 times cheaper per lead than the human. Monthly delta if you migrate, $1,799 and change. 1 VA salary freed every single month. Redeploy that human to something a model still can't do, or pocket it. Now the order to move things, ranked by margin unlock. Workflow 1, inbox triage. Every inbound email gets classified. Refund request, sales inquiry, technical question, spam, VIP, draft response attached. A human hits approve. A SaaS wrapper charges you $299 a month for this. The API cost at Luna prices is under $10 a month for a small business inbox, under $50 for an enterprise one. I ran this on my own inbox for the last 30 days. 640 emails. Total API spend, $4.11. Response drafts good enough that I edited fewer than 1 in 10. I posted the exact prompt and the webhook stub inside the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community. Link in the description. Grab it tonight. Ship it by Friday. Workflow 2, lead scoring. Every form fill, every demo request, every trial sign-up gets scored on fit, intent, and urgency, routed to the right rep, or dropped into a nurture sequence. Agencies charge $1,500 a month to build a version of this in HubSpot with a consultant. Luna does it for pennies, you keep the $1,500. Workflow 3, content sweeper. Every night a cron job reads your blog, your product pages, your help docs, flags duplicates, flags stale claims, flags pages where the CTA does not match the intent, tags topical clusters, suggests internal links. Your SEO agency charges you a monthly retainer for a version of this that runs quarterly. You run it nightly for under $30 a month. 3 workflows, under $100 in API, Combined replacement value on your current stack, 5 figures a month. Here is the trap. Most of you will hear this and think, the model is not smart enough, 12 months out of date. The model that just got cut is not the cheap tier. It is the reasoning tier. It handles ambiguity, it handles multi-step logic, it handles the workflows that used to need the flagship. Legal document review, contract clause extraction, multi-step customer complaint routing, complex refund logic with escalation paths. All of that just moved into the cheap enough to run at unlimited volume bucket. The other trap. If your code path still points at the old model ID, you keep paying the old rate. OpenAI did not migrate you. Nobody does. You update the string yourself, or you leak margin every day forever. I have seen operators keep spending on the old model for 6 months after a cut because nobody on the team owned the pricing page. 6 months. At scale, that is a used car. Let me hit the receipts, because you should not take my word for anything. opendevelopers.openai.com/API/docs/pricing right now. Look at the GPT-5.6 Luna row. Compare input and output prices to what your dashboard billed you last month. Multiply by your token volume. Whatever number you get, right there is what you save this month by changing one string in your code. Proof, not me telling you. Nay, now off a seat to run. Pull last month's OpenAI invoice. Highlight every line that says Luna. Multiply the token volume by the delta between old price and new. Whatever comes out is the money you saved by doing nothing this month. Now imagine that number every month for the next 4. Nay, now off a seat and says Luna. Here is the window. Every time OpenAI cuts prices, 3 things happen on a predictable clock. Week 1 to 4. Nobody notices. The new cycle moves on in a day. Agencies keep billing the old rates because they never metered token cost, they metered outcomes. SaaS wrappers keep charging the same subscription, your window. Week 4 to 8. A few competitors reprice. Cheap wrappers cut 10% because their infra provider passed the cost down. Some agencies quietly raise their internal margin instead of dropping the client bill. Week 8 onward, the market resets. Enterprise buyers renegotiate contracts. The delta closes. I have watched this play out with every big OpenAI cut going back to GPT 3.5 Turbo. The pattern does not vary. The only variable is how fast you move inside the first window. You have 4 weeks, maybe 6. Ship this before your competitor and you eat their lunch. Ship after and you match their pricing. Who gets undercut first? 3 groups. 1. The AI wrapper SaaS category. Every tool priced between $99 and $499 a month, whose entire value is a prompt plus a webhook. 20 lines of code beats their product at 1/50th of the cost. If you pay for one of these tools, your renewal conversation just got interesting. 2. Agencies charging retainer for AI-assisted work. If the invoice does not itemize model, tokens, and rate, they are pocketing the margin OpenAI just gave you. Ask for the itemization, watch the response. 3. VAs and offshore teams tagging structured data. Not conversation, not judgment, not empathy. Structured tagging, fractions of a cent per unit at the new rate. If your VA does anything else, keep them and give them the freed hours. If tagging is all they do, retire the workflow. One more thing before I wrap. The failure mode I see every time OpenAI cuts prices. Operators build the new pipeline. They never eval it against their real data. They ship something faster, cheaper, and wrong. Do not do that. Take 100 real examples from your inbox, your leads, your content. Run both the old process and the new one side by side. If Luna beats the human on 85 plus of them, ship it. If not, the prompt needs work, not the model. I watched 3 founders last month ship a Luna-based auto-refund flow that approved every request over $400 because they evaled on happy path tickets only. Do the boring eval. It saves you the awkward Slack message. I keep a running tally of founders in the community who have migrated a workflow in the last 90 days. The ones who evaled first have 100% retention. The ones who skipped eval, 70. Do not be in the 70. The whole playbook. Name the model, move the 3 workflows, eval on real data, ship before Friday. Bank the delta for 4 to 8 weeks. Everything I just walked through, the exact prompts, the webhook stubs, the eval harness, the cost calculator, lives inside the Church of SEO Jesus. My free school community. Every time OpenAI moves a price, I post the What Got Cheaper This Week breakdown with the wiring. Free to join, link in the description and the pinned comment. Come in. Next video I am pulling apart what happens when the Luna cut hits vertical SaaS a month from now. Which categories collapse first, which ones survive on brand. See you there.